Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca Beach, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make a no-sew baby hat. It's so adorable. And this is from my favorite pattern of a hat that I got online, but it's so simple to make and it's totally worth it. I've been noticing these baby hats all over the place. They just have this little knot on the top of them and they're really cute. And Max got this with a little outfit when he was born that was Snuggle This Muggle, and I really love this style of hat, so I'm going to be making a pattern off of this hat. So first thing I'm going to do is untie the knot. I'm going to flip it inside out because we need to get the pattern off of it. So this is how it looks completely unfolded and untied. Now I'm going to flatten out the seams here, so I want these seams to be not like this. This is kind of folded in and funky, so I kind of want to flatten out the seams, make sure it's just like it would have looked if it was not, if it had just come off of the sewing machine, right? And now that it's all flat, I have 2 sheets of paper that I've just taped together in the middle, you can kind of see. And I'm going to lay my hat on the top of it, and I'm going to trace around the hat. And that will give me my pattern to go off of for cutting out the next bit of material. So here's my material. Just flattening out the whole hat here. I want to make sure that it looks about right. Because it's all folded down here, I kind of want to make sure I'm giving it enough length so that I can actually do the same thing with the material that I'm making, that I'm cutting out. Just holding it flat. Kind of have to press it down with my hand just so that it will be in the right spot for the pattern, because it's a little bit stretched out funny in places from being tied around in a knot. Trying not to move the hat. Okay, and then this part right here, this is where I'm just going to put my finger and bring the whole hat down so that I can see how much more space needs to go underneath the hat so that I can fold the brim around. Now I'm just going to take a ruler and draw from end to end to make this flat for my pattern. It looks weird, the shape is very strange, but when it's all tied up it looks really cute. And my pattern's done, so now I just need to cut it out. There are a couple cuts that I'm making to try and make it a little bit more even on both sides, and I also am going to try and fold it over on itself to get it even, so that we have a completely even pattern if possible. The more even it is, the better it will look when we're done. Now it's time to fold it over and see how even we got it. Could also just do one side at a time, and that would work too. That's kind of how it's looking. I'd say that's pretty good. I'm not going to be too picky. It's not perfect, but it's close enough for me to get a baby hat out of, so I'm going to be happy with that. So the next thing I have is my material all laid out flat, and I have 2 sides that are going to be cut out. So it's just 2 layers of material laid out flat, and now I'm going to put my pattern over the top of it, which looks very weird, I know. Anyways, I'm going to put my pattern over the top of it, and it's time to cut it out. Now this is exciting. So the material that I'm using is a very stretchy material so that as his head grows he can still wear this. But I'm actually just gonna leave it exactly where it's sitting, on top of one side on top of the other. And because this is a no-sew tutorial, I actually have some liquid stitch. So this is the greatest invention ever, and it's basically just glue. But it's meant specifically for fabric, and it can go through the washer, and everything will stay together. So now I'm just gonna leave it in place and lift up the edges and put down some glue as I go. I don't want to miss a spot because I don't want any holes. This is just the seam basically, so I just need to make sure that it's all going in the right spot, that I'm not missing any spots. And it takes an hour to dry. Actually, it takes 30 minutes to dry is what it said, but it shouldn't go through the washer for a whole 24 hours. Now I'm just going to stick it on together on this side and try to get it as even as I can and kind of push it together because I want it to kind of seep through both sides. Okay, so it's all almost dried, and then I put it on a few extra thick spots just to make sure that I got it all on there perfectly and that I didn't miss any areas. So it's really pretty strong, and right here is the most dry part. You can see when I flip it inside out that it looks like a regular seam. So I'm just going to continue letting it dry out on this side that's still a little bit more wet, and then we can start making the brim of our hat. So here's our two hats, and I think they look pretty similar. All I've done on this one is folded up the brim. All I need to do is fold up the brim here, and then I'm gonna also glue that, and then we'll just wait for that to dry, and once that's dry, our hat is done. Letting the glue soak through from the top layer so I don't have to glue it together in the in-between. Once I feel it coming through to my fingers on the other side, then I know that it's fine. Also, I will need something to be put underneath so that it's not going to stick to the other side of the material. Okay, I actually used the blow dryer on it and it worked perfectly. Blow dryer is right here. I just got it all finished, and now is the moment of truth where I'm going to flip it the right side. You can see a little bit of like the glue on it. But it's nice just because if you don't have a sewing machine, you can still make this. So I'm just gonna flip this inside out. And that looks exactly the same as this hat when it's flipped inside out. So far it's going pretty good. And on this hat, the brim is folded up like that. And then this is tied in a little knot. And it's super cute when he wears it. So now we're gonna do the same on this one. And I think it's the perfect size. If you don't want to have to buy a hat to be able to try it and get the right pattern off of it, then you could borrow one from a neighbor, or I'm sure there's some online, but it seems like this is working. Yay! It's so cute. So here are the hats. I think it turned out pretty good. It's basically the exact same thing, and now I'm just gonna try it on the baby and see how it looks. Yay! Okay, you ready? You ready for a little hat? Cute! Where's your hat? He's like, give me my baby! That's adorable! And it fits you perfectly. Good. And it looks like it was sewn, but it wasn't. The little knot on the top worked perfectly. And you don't see any of the glue in the seams. And this is just the same shape as the other hat. And if you unfold it, you can see a little bit of the glue. But even just to make it stay, I could probably just tack on a little bit more glue in those areas just to make the fold stay. But overall, it's so cute! Cost hardly anything. Honestly, I think things like baby hat are the perfect thing that you should just try and make because they're actually pretty simple, and he looks so cute! You look so cute with your new hat! Oh, it's adorable, but I think this, like, they are so overpriced, and so it's totally worth it to try and make your own, especially with how simple it is. And this is how you make it if you don't have a sewing machine, but if you had a sewing machine, it would be even easier. Either way, those are 3 different ways that you can make a baby hat, and it's so cute. Good job. You can smile. A baby.